Greetings from NeuronThemes. In order to have your website running smoothly as you wish, you also need to take great care of it. It requires constant maintenance and checkups to see if it's working properly within the parameters. We have made it easier for you to have ordinary checkups for your website through the System Status tab. Let me show you how it works. The System Status tab contains critical and compelling data that will help you debug your website meticulously and adequately to the recommended parameters. This tab provides information about your website, WordPress, web servers, PHP, and MySQL setup, as well as useful data about your active theme, and gives some recommendations on what you can do to improve your site's performance. You can have access to it by navigating to the WordPress dashboard, Neuron, System Info. Simple as that. Now comes the detecting and analyzing part, which will be a display here. The System Status tab divides crucial components of your website, such as the theme info, where here you will be able to see the version of your theme that you are running on, as well as the version for the plugins that you have installed on your website. Next, we have the WordPress info. This includes all the relevant information about WordPress. You have here home URL that shows the URL of your site's homepage, site URL that represents the root URL of your website. We also have the WordPress version, where you will have displayed the version of your WordPress installed on your website. WordPress multisite. This element displays whether or not you have WordPress multisite enabled. PHP memory limit. This component displays the maximum amount of memory that your website can use at one time. The recommended value to have is at least 256 megabytes, although if you intend to import our demos, we suggest going for a higher value since the demos will require at least 1024 megabytes of memory for them to be working correctly. What you should know is that your memory limit should not be higher than the total amount of memory provided by your server of hosting account. It is probably best to ask your hosting provider how much memory you can use before changing the default values set by WordPress. We also have WordPress debug mode. This item displays whether or not your WordPress installation is enabled for debug mode. And then finally, we have the language. This will display the current language used by WordPress. You will see a warning like this with instructions on how to approach the issue. If this does occur to you, please check our instructions on how to fix these bugs. We have provided plentiful of documentation, and I will link in the description box below. For the next part, we have the server info. In this section, you will find all the correct information regarding your server environment. This section will contain essential details that can have a big impact on the performance of your website as well as the ability to import and update demos. Thus, we have included here the PHP version, which contains the version of the PHP installed on your hosting server. It is preferred to use PHP 7.1, 7.0, or 5.6 for performance and stability reasons. Our themes don't support any PHP version lower than 5.3. Next on, we have the PHP post max size. This will show the largest size for one post request, including all post content like images, text, and others. Thirdly, we have the PHP time limit. This item will display the amount of time in seconds that your website will be spending on a single operation before timing out. And finally, we have the MySQL version. Here you can find information about the version of MySQL installed on your hosting server. You can always click on the question mark icon here to have a more specific definition for each setting on this tab. This concludes our video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out other videos and tutorials. Thank you for watching.